We just will never have enough of Oscar De La Hoya's Clapback Thursdays, and despite him making this one on a Friday, it didn't lack the expected controversy and chaos he would normally create through the videos. This one was quite a special one as his chosen topics were on two of his greatest boxing enemies.
Fight Floyd, because you're too young, you have no experience.
Right.
Well,
I mean, when you talk of Oscar De La Hoya, you don't think of greater enemies than Saul Canelo Alvarez and Floyd Mayweather. Well, for Canelo Alvarez, it was a continuation of the clash he had with Turkey Alex some weeks ago over his decision not to fight with Terence Crawford, and if at all he chooses to, he would be the one who runs the show.
My man Turkey Al-Sheikh is making sure that real boxing is on its way back. And he's standing on making the best fights happen.
Floyd Mayweather Oscar De La Hoya had enough to say. His exhibition rematch last weekend against John Gotti was enough to talk about, but you trust Oscar to go even further, and that's where we find ourselves now. Floyd Mayweather knows how to pull a punch and how to pull controversy both inside the ring and outside of it. This again turned true as he went up against John Gotti too in an exhibition fight and then found himself in a lawsuit within a few days.
Floyd, yeah, and you know, he was the time when he was making the I think it was a show.
The 47-year-old has been attracting eyeballs for this and evoking concerns among the fans and friends, and it seems even Oscar has something to say to him. Mayweather was throwing punches and came in aggressively in the rematch with Gotti 31. While the fans felt the nostalgia, the fight remained largely underwhelming and one-sided, but what amused the fans was how close the best ever was to plunging the fight into chaos as he argued with the referee in the second round of the fight.
Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head.
He landed a blow behind his opponent's head, and after the referee warned him, Mayweather had him swapped. De La Hoya 51 turned to his Instagram handle and discussed how Mayweather had the referee swapped for interrupting him. He began by introducing his show, hoping to make it more anticipated. It's your favorite time of the week again. It's time for the only segment in the boxing world that gives you facts and laughs. It's Clapback Thursday, guys. But this week is coming on a Friday because I'm on vacation and I make the rules. The boxing news is still lame as hell this week, but there are a few topics I want to address. He then started his discussion with Floyd Mayweather, saying Floyd Mayweather fought another exhibition against Gotti last Saturday, a real messy show that left the crowd booing in the arena at the end, but in the middle of the second round Floyd literally had the referee swapped out. He didn't like that the referee told him to stop hitting behind the head. Floyd is used to having the refs do what he wants, and he wasn't getting his way this time. It was so embarrassing.
You're a legend in the sport. I've stood up for you in countless interviews.
The boxer turned promoter then lent his support to his former foe, enlisting his glories and also disclosing how he defended his actions on numerous occasions, including interviews. But even Oscar De La Hoya realized it was high time for Mayweather at 50Z to mend his way. He continued, Floyd, you are 50 years old. You are a legend in the sport. I stood up for you in countless interviews, including Shannon Sharp's podcast last week, but you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. The California native then also touched upon the recent lawsuit against Mayweather where he failed to pay for the jewelry and the amount scaled close to $4 million. He added, I know life is hard, life is expensive, but come on dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this.
Yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard, I know life is expensive, but come on dude, put your legacy.
Moved on to Floyd's lawsuit from his jeweler. He said, and it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami and many are saying you're going to have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro. As I've always said, it's hard to make money, but even harder to keep it. Floyd, I'm rooting for you, come on, let's turn it around. He then expressed his delight as to how passively fans are beginning to react to exhibition fights, he said, and speaking of these horrible exhibition matches, I am so freaking happy to hear and see their popularity is finally played out. Nobody wants to see the random YouTubers fight each other anymore. I would rather walk outside my house and watch two bucks fight in the park for free. It's the same amount of entertainment.
It's finally played out. Nobody wants to see these random YouTubers fight each other anymore. I would rather walk outside my house and watch two bums fight in the park.
After expressing his concerns and issuing advice to Money, De La Hoya turned his attention to his former charge Canelo Alvarez, who had turned down a fight with Terence Crawford and declined to work with Heat Turkey Alec on his ambitious project The Golden Boy Linchpin, then pointed out how His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh was making sure real boxing stayed alive and how he was making best fights happen. My man Turkey Al-Sheikh is making sure that real boxing is on its way back and his standing on Making the best fights happen. It was the reason why Alvarez didn't like the Saudi advisor, he added, which is why Canelo doesn't like him, because he is demanding everybody to like to fight the very best. Which brings me to Canelo. I have 2 words for you, Ochi Solis. Remember him, he will be the next topic of Clapback Thursdays next week, Canelo.
Which brings me to Canelo. I have 2 words for you. Archie Solis.
De La Hoya also promised to spill more on Alvarez's situation in the coming week. Meanwhile, the Mexican champion is gearing up to take on Edgar Bunga on September 14th at T-Mobile Arena, and it remains to be seen how well the card fares. As for Floyd Mayweather, he finds himself deep into a lawsuit as fraud and theft claims have been raised against his name. The American boxer and rapper Tiga are now part of a suit by Leonard Sanoff, a Miami jeweler who has alleged the non-payment of multiple jewelry items dating back to late June 2021.
Great experience for us. It was, it put us on the map, obviously.
Sanoff, who owns Lenso & Co., filed the suit in Miami federal court on August 23 under the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organization Act, where the accounts include fraud, civil conspiracy, breach of contract, civil theft, and other charges. The businessman claimed that he had sold the best ever an Audemars Piguet watch, 2 Richard Mille watches, a Patek Philippe watch, and a rose gold Rolex Presidential Day date. In addition, the bill also included a diamond ring and a necklace, but Sol Manoff hasn't received the fair and full payment for the transaction. Yet Tiger, real name Michel Ray, and Guyan Stevenson, also has failed to complete his transaction for failing to pay for a
and of course the company is.
The lawsuit, as per the Miami New Times, states how Mayweather 47 and his company, the Money Team, employed predatory, unfair, improper, fraudulent, and unscrupulous practices to steal and convert the plaintiff's jewelry to their own without paying the full price. The claims by the jeweler go on to point out that he had only received $267,000 in 2 down payments from the former world champion before he left the city. There were subsequent purchases too, but even after multiple attempts and talks with their agent, Sanoff didn't receive the full payment. The total unpaid sum on Mayweather's bill stands at $3 million, almost $4 million. This is not the first time in recent months that the legendary boxer has been part of a lawsuit reaching millions in compensation.
I need you guys to come closer and check this out. So let me come to you guys a breakdown. Well, in the industry, you see a lot of people with this kind of watch, this kind of watch, and this kind of watch.
A suit filed by Eduardo Martinez this January stated that the boxer's security assaulted him 2 years back at an LA yard house. The plaintiff claimed that he was trying to film Mayweather when he spotted him, and when Mayweather noticed him, he asked his security to stop Martinez. His security then had a tussle with Martinez, resulting in a physical assault and attempts to snatch his phone. Despite the ruckus, yard house failed to intervene. The complainant is now asking for $3 million in damages for the great mental distress, physical injuries, and mental distress, along with the anguish and humiliation he has had to suffer. On Miami New Times, Floyd's most recent case disaster was announced, saying Leonard Sanoff is suing Mayweather and his company, the Money Team, for violations of the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organization Act, along with counts of fraud, civil conspiracy, breach of contract, unjust enrichment, and civil theft, among other allegations. The suit, which was filed in Miami federal court on August 23, also names rapper Tiga, real name Michael Ray Stevenson, for allegedly failing to pay for a Rolex. This action arises out of a pattern of predatory, unfair, improper, fraudulent, and unscrupulous practices through which defendants use the plaintiff's reputation, business, and inventory to systemically steal and convert the plaintiff's watches and jewelry to their own without paying the full and fair price, states the lawsuit. Through a series of meetings with Mayweather and members of TMT at the Font and Blow Miami Beach in late June 2021, Sanoff, who owns Lenso & Co., claims he sold the boxer a yellow gold Audemars Piguet watch, 2 Richard Mille watches, a Patek Philippe watch, a rose gold Rolex Presidential Day date, a diamond ring, and a diamond necklace. The jeweler says he received only $267,000 in 2 down payments before Mayweather left Miami, while Mayweather's crew allegedly demanded that Sulam Manoff hand over his phone to ensure privacy during the meeting. Sua Move states that he snuck in another phone to document the merchandise Mayweather purchased and the stacks of cash for the down payments.
Son of a bitch. don't think there's much more to say than that.
Hey, as for the 6th Division world champion Oscar De La Hoya, he has never been one to shy away from confrontation with active fighters, continuously feuding with Canelo Alvarez even in his previous clapback Thursday video. However, in the latest provocation of the Mexican superstar Golden Boy also targeted both Edgar Berlanga and Devin Haney, whilst De La Hoya's arguments with Alvarez are the most well-documented. The 1992 Olympic gold medalist has most recently been gunned for Berlanga, who was scheduled to face Canelo in a few weeks' time to grind the gears of the undefeated super middleweight. De La Hoya joked that he was more Puerto Rican than Berlanga because he had lived there for 4 years, in response to Berlanga's belief that the country is behind him.
Don't tell me you're another lame who is offended by the truth. Come on, bro. In other news, Devin Haney had his comeback fight.
Instead, De La Hoya posted a video stating that Puerto Rico does not claim Edgar Berlanga and that he is a New Yorker rather than Puerto Rican, much to the delight of De La Hoya. Those words triggered a response from the Chosen One, who announced on social media that De La Hoya tried to sign last year and flew in to have a sit-down with him. In typical De La Hoya fashion, he has now clapped back with a comeback of his own but refused to deny the legitimacy of Berlanga comments, opting to double down on whether Berlanga was truly Puerto Rican. Edgar Berlanga, I called you out for not being Puerto Rican. I simply spoke the facts.
Orange County State Fair! I don't know if you've seen the full video, but Devin throws a punch at a civilian, all while standing in front of the Ferris wheel.
So you got embarrassed and posted a 14-year-old photo of me that the world has already seen and memed a million times. Bro, why didn't you just post your birth certificate from Puerto Rico? Unless you don't have one, don't tell me that you are another lame who is offended by the truth. Come on, bro. In the same video, De La Hoya's focus then switched to Devin Haney, who he has taken a recent dislike to after Haney's defeat to Ryan Garcia was overturned to a no contest and all the drama that surrounded their bout. Here, De La Hoya poked fun at a recent viral clip that appeared to show the former undisputed lightweight champion involved in an altercation at a fairground before signing off with a familiar message to Canelo Alvarez.
And he missed! Bro, your dream has officially turned into a fucking nightmare. And as always, the most important topic of...
In other news, Devin Haney had his comeback fight last week at the Orange Country State Fair. I don't know if you have seen the full video, but Devin throws a punch at a civilian all while standing in front of the Ferris wheel and he misses. Bro, your dream has officially turned into a freaking nightmare. The former world champion taunted the light welterweight champion following the clips of his brawl going viral. Perhaps he wanted to save the best for the last, calling out Canelo Alvarez, he said. And as always, the most important topic of every week, Canelo. Damn you, surprisingly it isn't only Oscar De La Hoya who's made comments about Mayweather's lavish lifestyle lately.
I think that Mayweather was unquestionably one of the best ever. But I don't know. I mean, it's difficult to say he's not a true fighter because he fought.
Despite making an absurd amount of money throughout his professional boxing career, which lasted over 20 years, there have been stories over the years which have surfaced about Mayweather not being so smart with his money, and even in the build-up to his huge fight against Conor McGregor in 2017, the Irishman insinuated in the build-up that the undefeated former boxing world champion had tax issues despite being by far the richest fighter in boxing history. Floyd Mayweather's wealth following the end of his professional boxing career has come into question, with Eddie Hearn asking about Mayweather's wealth. In a recent interview with Jim Daly, Hearn has questioned money Mayweather's wealth, saying that he thinks the 50 fighter does not have as much money as he says. I don't think he's got the money. He says that's what I think. I don't think he needs the money, but you know when you've got that lifestyle, when he's spending what he's spending money.
Me all day, you know, right here, a light million, over there, counting up another.
As a result, Floyd Mayweather has responded with a new video on his Instagram where he even boasted more than he would normally do in order to fire shots at Hearn and prove Hearn's claims as false.
He was a different kind of skill set, you know. He was very much hit and don't get hit, which is the art of boxing.
In the video, he was presented a check and he continued by intentionally announcing amount in the check and said, "You know what, we do the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather, CEO of Zeus. I appreciate you guys always do great business. That's six sauce. It's not bad, it's a deal. I appreciate it." In one of Mayweather's previous exhibitions, Eddie Hearn labeled the exhibition bout between Floyd Mayweather and cookie boxer Logan Paul as the biggest joke I have ever seen, and also admitted he was uncomfortable promoting YouTube.
Somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000, something like that, if that.
I believe so.
We've had some bad ones. but I've seen a map. Someone posted a map yesterday. I mean, I don't know anyone that even knows Floyd Mayweather.
The boxing promoter claimed Floyd Mayweather looked terrible against Logan Paul and was left stunned by the empty seats in Miami. Mayweather was to the surprise of many taking the full 8 rounds in his exhibition bout with YouTuber Paul. All-time great Mayweather and Paul fought in a lucrative showdown in Miami, Florida last month, and no winner was declared after the popular online personality was able to go the distance in the 3 8-minute rounds.
At the O2 Arena with Floyd Mayweather, and they are going to do a couple of 100,000 buys on pay-per-view. It's either going to get cancelled.
News of the fight was greeted with widespread skepticism and distaste from across the boxing world, and Hearn, who shares a similar opinion, has even gone as far as labeling the decision to screen the spectacle as a disgrace. By doing so, Hearn took aim at Sky Sports, his former broadcaster, before his multi-million switch with Matchroom Boxing to streaming service DAZN, and ripped into the Giants for showing Mayweather and Paul's showdown.
Who's Floyd Mayweather is fighting on Saturday? Who is putting the money up for these events? Like, I think that the Mayweather fights are so f***ing naff, to be honest with you. But I don't actually mind. Like, at least Aaron Chalmers will go out and he can box and he'll have a go. And
Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul was the biggest joke I've ever seen, Hearn told TalkSport. It was a disgrace that it was even broadcast, to be honest, and Hearn feared it will have an impact on the younger audience who may not be so well educated on the boxing legend's unrivaled career and skills. He told Dozer, "This never felt comfortable for me. The person this looked worse on than anybody, and he probably doesn't care, is Floyd Mayweather."
No one knows that is even happening. Someone has hired out the O2 Arena.
He looked quite terrible. If you're a young fan, you see Floyd Mayweather last night, you go, he was the best ever. I know that Logan Paul was hugging around, but I don't know. I always said from the outside it was a bad look for the sport. I don't mind Jake Paul against Tyron Woodley. His taking the sport seriously. They're on a similar level. Hearn dabbled in the world of celebrity boxing after promoting the rematch between Paul and online rival KSI in 2019.
O2 Arena with Floyd Mayweather, and they are going to do a couple of 100,000 buys on pay-per-view. It's either going to get cancelled.
As a result, he was sure not to slam the pay-per-view spectacle, but was shocked with the amount of fans who attended. Hearn explained, "What's happened to the world? I didn't stay up to watch. I woke up in the night to check my Twitter. I couldn't believe how few tickets they sold. It's kind of weird. I'm sure it performed well on pay-per-view, but it looked like there was nobody there. That was my first thought. I just saw some clips and I'm like, what has happened? And that's all for now, right, everyone?" Stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Ring Headquarters and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.